Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's gratitude and affirmation practice. We have our Thai milk bubble tea. I am super excited. That is the number one gratitude of the moment. Number two, we're going to go backwards in the day because why? Just for fun. Number two, the reason why we got bubble tea is because we are celebrating because I have 4 suitcases full of crystals and minerals. We got through 1 suitcase with taking some pictures and videos to put online, also to advertise throughout the month in preparation for the first live and for the crystals going onto my website, which I still have to get everything onto my website, but I'm excited. We're doing the thing. So I just spent the last 2 hours doing that. I already have another suitcase. We're going to do a suitcase tomorrow. I don't know if we'll get one done on Tuesday. It depends on if I can do it before work or not, because I have a client meeting on Tuesday after work. And then Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, by Thursday I should have everything, all pictures and videos taken. Number 3, right before I did that. Oh, also, number 3, I'm so grateful I got to just ground, and it was a very nice, peaceful day to do this. It was kind of hot, humid, but I was in the shade, and the grass there is so soft. So I just had a great time, and it was good just to rediscover what was in that particular suitcase. All right. And then number 4. So right before that, I went on a walk because you can hike at this place. It's one of my favorite places. You guys have seen it in videos before. And the reason I didn't take a video is because I was very committed to getting that footage. And, I was just doing a mental reset before that. But anyways, on my walk, I found the cutest little box turtle. Look it up if you don't know what it looks like, but it looks like a regular turtle that you would find on the side of the road, except it was bright orange. And it was so cute, although I noticed that it had like little turtle boogers in its nose. The poor guy. And so I at first picked him up because there were 2 bikers that went by and I didn't know if he was hurt. His shell was a little bit misshapen, so I don't know what happened there. I am not an expert on turtles, but I was like, oh man. And so the reason I found out about his nose is because I could actually hear him breathing. And so I'm like, oh, well, let me clear this for you. And so I spent a few minutes, with a stick or two, trying to, get the goop out, or, just clear his nostril, which didn't really work. Also just trying to make sure that he wasn't injured. He didn't look injured, but I Googled it, and apparently that's a sign of a respiratory infection. So I hope the little guy is going to be okay. I don't really know. I've taken 1 animal in to a wildlife rehab place around here. I don't even know if they're open, to be honest, at this point in time. And, I was a ways away from that place. And then, not really knowing if I could get the exact location to bring him back to. So instead I just did some energy healing. That seemed to help him wake up a little bit. Hopefully that helped whatever was going on within him. And I just put him off the road in the direction that he was going. So, and then this lady came by. She's like, oh my gosh, a box turtle. And there was butterflies there. I'm seeing a lot of butterflies. Oh, and there were just giant fish because it's, a section of the C&O Canal, which spans a couple of states. And, so they have locks on the side with water that's there. Anyways. What was that, 4? 5. Had a really good early lunch dinner with my dad and my stepmom. It was potatoes, some collard greens with turkey, and then, I forget what it's called, but it's thin pieces of meat wrapped around, a pickle. I think it's a German dish, but she's a really good cook, so appreciated that. And then number 6. So before that, we've done a lot of things for ourselves today. I was supposed to hang out with my friend Sam, but that didn't end up working out. So I did things for myself instead. So 6, I'm grateful I had a little bit of time to decompress, connect with myself. But number 7, I did a lot of work around finances today. So figured out how much money I'm moving from my bank account to the 2 accounts that are open. I already know one of them, the Tiro account, needs a minimum of 2.5, but the other account, the Fidelity account, I'm going to put, what was it? I think I'm moving like 6.5 in total. And so I'm moving 4.5 to that account. So I want to link my bank account today, but I think that might just be a tomorrow thing, but I'm going to link it. And then I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to invest in. Additionally with that, number 8, I had time to think about, metals and quantum computing and some of those sectors I want to get some investments into. And so I was thinking about which ones I wanted. Oh my gosh. I really thought my phone was going to fall. And so I don't know if I'm going to invest in those starting off or if I'm going to pick other accounts that I've already invested in for the long term because they've just been working out for me, and then put my business account in there and then test out the minerals with just a regular personal account. We'll see. So at the very least, I know what I'm transferring over and then what that's going to look like going forward. Number 8 for the day. Looked into a few car rentals. That's not happening today, so we're going to try for tomorrow. I'm also getting my flight. I don't know if I told you guys, but I did book a retreat. I think I did yesterday. There's a challenge. There's a TV show I used to watch and still do, but it's the challenge on MTV. One of the contestants is putting on their own mini challenge series. I did not do the first one last year, so I'm going to do the one this year. So I'm going to get that flight. I'm going to work with Mel to get our Norway flights. They're both going to be happening the same month around the same time. And then, of course, there's a crystal show going on. And so we got a lot going on in September. What are we on now? So I looked into car rentals for where I'm going soon. But yeah, that'll be a tomorrow thing. 8 for the day. I always feel like I forget something. I think I expanded my search only in ChatGPT just to compare, contrast, and see what I could pre-qualify for. I also did look up my credit card to see what the minimum amount was due at the month, which, I mean, good for me. It's even way lower than I thought. I think across all of my credit cards, let's just say I probably average $100 or less in minimum. So debt to income ratio is something I've been learning about because I didn't know what all was included in that. I didn't know if they included rent or utilities or, other things. I was thinking that they would include your entire credit card amount every month, but no, they just include the minimum payment. They include any personal loans, car loans, school loans. And the most exciting thing for me is I have no school loans because I paid my way through school. I have no car loans because I paid for my car in full almost, or I did borrow some money. Very grateful for my dad at this moment for lending me some money, which I paid back within like 4 years. My credit card score is actually pretty good because I always pay off my credit cards. And then what else? Personal car. Yeah, I have no personal loans. I just haven't needed to. thankfully, at this point. And yeah, and my credit card minimum is really low. So I'm looking pretty good in terms of getting a house. Now, I did expand out the search, so I expanded it to Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, and Texas. Ironically enough, like, it seems to be that I could afford the least amount of house in Texas, which, you know, is rather interesting, but I guess we'll see what that means. This next week, I'm going to be reaching out to a broker to get some official numbers for that. Also ask some questions around, you know, just income. I even asked if I'm planning to rent out a couple of the rooms, does that count towards my income? And so it was really interesting learning about that too today, because if you are getting a multi-unit place, 2 condos, an apartment complex, etc., they would count the other individual units towards the rent and what you could afford. So that was super fascinating to me, which would be good to know for future investments. But if, let's say, for example, oh no, dang, I caught that. That kind of scared me. But if you're getting a primary residence, and even if you're planning to rent out the rooms, I forget, what do they call that? Residual income? I think residual, or not fringe income. Someone can put it in the comments if you remember. But you can't use that to pre-qualify unless you somehow can prove that someone's already been renting from you, which you don't even have the house yet. So, or in the case of my cousin, she already had people sign a lease before she got the place, one person, and they did count that towards her income. So I don't know if I want to go that far. We'll see, but I'm kind of excited to take this first step. It's a new chapter for me, and it'd be really nice to have a full studio to make videos in and just sing and do, you know, crystal lives, a workshop of sorts. Cool. So that was 8. 9. I'm so grateful I got to sleep in today. I seem to do really well with wake up around somewhere. I seem like it's like 6, 7, 8, and then stay in bed, like gradually wake up, and between like 9 and 10. 10, I have found for me, I think I noticed this 4 to 6 years ago, I think, where all of a sudden, maybe even middle school, which would be way longer than that, but I always noticed that 10, I would get a burst of energy, like I was fully awake. So I'm sure that's just my body's clock, and but it is nice to have just a gradual wake up. I do enjoy that in the morning, so I was grateful for that this morning. Oh, also, number 10, my dad made some French toast this morning, so that was lovely. And I had a really good breakfast. Oh, and I went and I picked some more wine berries. Guys, if you have never tried a wine berry, look it up. If you're on the East Coast of the U.S., I don't know how many states that they're in, but they are like little tiny, they look like raspberries, but I personally enjoy them, and I think they're better. They're sweeter. They just have like a light, fresh taste to them. So, highly suggest you guys try them. I don't remember when I did my video yesterday. Oh, I think and then 10 for the day. So, I did hang out with my brother and sister-in-law yesterday. We played pool. That was so much fun. It was a good time. And then I watched a movie with my brother, and then I went home, and then I promptly went to bed. So, I have to say, guys, it's been a really productive, good weekend, and I'm just really happy that I'm doing things for myself. And so, message of the day, The first piece of this is know the difference when you do things for yourself. The things that you're doing to prove a point and the things you're doing because you know you're worth it and they make you feel good about yourself. So I'm not saying that you are always going to feel good about the things you do for yourself all the time. But I've noticed a shift in me where I think over the last couple of years I was really working on my concept of self-value and self-worth and you know, just really embodying it and just knowing with confidence, like, again, the affirmations I say to you guys, I have an unfathomable value and worth, and it's never ending. The depth of that value and worth, like, cannot be quantified. I truly, honestly believe it. But if I was to say that I always understood and felt that way in my life, no. And so a lot of times I think I did things because I knew that I was worth it, but I didn't feel valuable already. And so it was almost like I was doing it to prove my value. Versus now, when I pick things to do for myself during the day, it's because I know that I'm worth it. That, like, whether I did it or not, but I want to do it because I choose me. I will always choose me. And I want to do nice things for myself. And I want to do things that make me feel good and that are aligned with my value set. And so it is such a subtle but huge difference. And now I don't feel the need to do a million things in my day for myself. I don't feel the need to have a super long list and get through all of it. If I've noticed, and I have been so consistent with that this month and starting last month, but very much every day this month, I have been consistently doing 2 to 3 things to move the needle in some way for myself. Not because I think it's going to change my value in any way, but it feels good to take my value and amplify it in those ways. Or to magnify it, to broadcast it. And so the things that, you know, I'm grateful for also seem to reflect those, right? And I've been telling you guys, I've been telling you about it after the fact as well, which that's a huge difference that I have shifted in. I'm going to say what I've done after I already have done it, unless there's something super exciting, right? Like getting a house is exciting to me. And again, there was a message a couple days ago where I was like, don't tell people about things where you haven't already completed it for yourself and you don't have that confidence in yourself, unless it's something that's just really exciting. And of course, be careful about mixing people with your excitement. But I don't feel a particular way about it. It's just something it's a journey that I'm in and I'm willing to share it. And there might be things that I don't share until after it happens. But for right now, it's just exciting. So that's part 1 of the message. Understand what you feel after you accomplish things for yourself. And you'll know the shift too, because when I would do things for myself, I felt relief and I'm like, yeah, I did it. But that feeling like wouldn't last. Now I look back on my days and I'm like, yeah, like I feel really good about myself because I took my value that isn't impacted by what I do and I put it into something that will amplify my life or amplify my value that's already there and it doesn't change. The second piece to this message, it was something that I was thinking about on my walk. So I think I was feeling a certain way today, and every single day I'm doing things regardless of how I feel. That's another thing too. I'm not using doing things for myself to change how I feel. I'm saying, you know what, regardless of if I feel good or not, I know that I'm going to be I'm committed to myself in these few ways. And I can do them whether or not I feel good in the moment. And I was feeling a certain way earlier today, and, you know, just really, I've just been really wanting fun and connection with people, I think a lot more than I've had in the past or just this year for myself. Community is a huge one that I do want to commit to and have been thinking about a lot. So the fact that I've been able to hang out with so many of my friends have made time and want to hang out with me, and hanging out with my brother and sister-in-law and doing something super fun and playing pool yesterday, or going swimming with my one friend and her two girls, or like a bonfire with one of my other friends. When hanging out with my one friend today didn't work out, I don't know, I was just feeling in a funk, and I'm on this walk, and I asked myself, what could I do for me that's just fun? It's not fun for anyone else. No one else is ever, like, even if I was doing it with other people, it's not something I invite my friends to. It's something that I just do for me for the sake of fun, and that's it. And I sat there and I was like, ooh, like, I don't have something yet. Because the whole thought behind that was, well, if I feel this way, then I can do that. That will be the thing I keep in my back pocket. It's something fun I don't do all the time. I don't do it on a schedule. But when I'm feeling a certain way, I can turn to that and go, you know what? I'm going to add some fun back into my day. And it should be something that doesn't feel like it needs any effort from me. So things that I do for myself, but I don't think it would meet this criteria: reading. Reading for me, I get immersed in books. It's a way to connect, I think, with my feelings. It's a way to disassociate. I read a lot growing up, and I don't think that there's an issue with that, but I think for fun, if I'm going for connection, I don't think that's it. I could, I guess, find a reading Discord. I'm thinking something along the lines of games, because games are always fun, and then sometimes you don't really have to think, you can just interact with it. I also, a lot of times in the past, I would do art, but art to me, when I'm already feeling this way and I want to connect, it tends to feel frustrating for me and just too slow. So I'm still going to think about this, but it's a question for you guys. If you had something for yourself that was just purely fun, that you just did for yourself and didn't invite other people to, what would that be? And, you know, I did think about video games too. I don't really play video games, but maybe that's something that I do just in those areas where I'm like, all right, I want to change the way that I feel, put myself in a good state, also have fun at the same time. What am I going to do? So I'm going to be thinking about this. My brain does have an answer, and it could just be something new that I've never tried. But that is the message of the day. Affirmation time. The light distracted me. For a second, I got like super happy, and I was like, the light, it's glowing. But affirmation time. Number 1, as always, I'm divinely guided and supported. I can ask for help whenever I need it. With gratitude, I humbly ask for help today. Number 2, I love myself deeply, fully, and completely. Number 3, miracles and blessings are a common occurrence, can be seen throughout my day. I love to see them, and I deeply desire more. Number 4, choose again. I choose so much better for myself. Number 5, all of my emotions are valid and welcome, and I have the space to hold everything, and I am fully supported in this. Number 6, I'm a person that everything works out for easily, effortlessly, quickly, in my highest favor, and for the good of all. Number 7, I'm aligned with my true divine feminine and masculine power. Just felt the need to say that one. Don't know where that one came from. Number 8, I love love. I am love. I am fully surrounded by love. I receive so much love and I give so much love. It comes back to me tenfold what I am putting out into the world. 9. I'm not going to stress. Everything's being worked out for my ultimate good. I allow myself to just be present, unburdened, unattached. And anything that is a burden, expectation, obligation rolls right off and it does not attach to me. I can just be in a state of receiving with open arms and a loving, free, compassionate heart. What are we on? 9? 9 for the day. I am already whole, happy, and healthy. And 10 for the day. What a beautiful day to be alive. Let's claim a day, our accomplishments, what we want to be, our experiences that we want to have, and we are appreciative of the fact we are powerfully co-creating our present reality. Sorry, there was someone pulling in right next to me. Anyways, that is it for today. I'm going to answer all your guys' comments. I hope you're doing well. But what are you guys grateful for? What are you affirming? What questions do you have? How was your 4th of July extended weekend if you live in the U.S.? And if not, I hope you had a great weekend. But I love you guys. I'm going to finish this and I will talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.